Good day to whoever is watching this video. This is my project or my POE, the final project. This is a messaging system, and I called it Prog Part 3 or Prog 3. This is my main class. This project is a simple message system that allows users to register, log in, send messages, and manage the messages. It has other core functionalities like user management, registration, login, and sending, categorizing, viewing, searching, or deleting reports. So my project is built using classes, using object-oriented programming principles. It uses classes which are the blueprint basically of creating objects. For example, I have a user class, a message class, a login class, a dynamic array class, a user database class, message storage class, and a message class, which makes a total of 9 classes. So each class has a specific function. So for example, if I could, this is a user class. So a user class basically represents a user with properties like a username, password, or an SA number. And this is a message class. So this is the message class, which represents a message with properties like a sender, a recipient, content, or a unique ID. This is my login class, which handles validation logic for user inputs. This is my dynamic array class, which is which is a custom data structure to store users. This is a user database class which manages the collection of users. This is the message storage class which manages different categories of messages sent or received. So the reason that I decided to use classes for my project is because it is more manageable, and it's easier to identify a specific task. This makes the code easier to understand and maintain, or if I want to extend it. So in my code, I decided to use a dynamic array instead of an array list, because our lecturer said that it is easier, or it's easier for us as first years to understand. So I dedicated an entire class for it. So this is gonna be the code. This is gonna be like a walkthrough of my entire code. So this is the main class of my code, which shows how instances of the user database, the message storage, and user manager are created and linked together. So this code, the code that says new menu user manager run. So basically, this starts the main application loop. So this is my menu class, which uses different handling inputs or display options. So this shows the display menu method, the run method with its while loop and switch statements to navigate. And then this is my login class, which shows the validation rules for each requirement, like the password, length, number requirements, phone number, etc. I had a little help with AI to fix this code. This is a user class, which is a simple class that represents a user, explaining the user's attributes or like basic getter and basic getters and setters basically. This is my dynamic array class, which is used basically for resizing the amount of data that one user can have or one administrator can have, like the entire system. It creates new larger arrays and copying elements, which can draw simple diagrams or use like animation. And this is my user database class, which uses dynamic arrays to store user objects. This is my message class, which basically was this is responsible for like the sender, recipient content or message IDs, anything that has to do with the messaging functionalities of the code. This is my message storage class, which incorporated the use of dynamic arrays and an array list. So basically, it helps to categorize like messages. It also uses switch statements to direct messages. This is my user manager class, which acts as a controller or a manager, if you will, for users and messaging options. It uses different functions. It basically created it to control the register or login methods of the entire program. It's also, or you can also say it is used for validation and user database for the storage. So I'll basically demonstrate now how the entire program runs. So I'm using NetBeans. So I'll run the application. So this is my display screen, which displays 12 options. So in order to use, you can't use the messaging functions without registering and logging in as a user. For example, if we choose option 3, it requires you to log in first before you use the messaging functions. So I'll register my user and input all the necessary credentials. Okay, once I've logged in, it's gonna display a registration successful display basically. So now all you need to do after registering, now you're gonna have to log in to the application. Okay, it's gonna, after logging in successfully, it's gonna say welcome, login successful, welcome. Then it's gonna display like the username that you used, and now you can use the messaging functions. So option 3, and now it's gonna display how many messages you want to send. So you can say 1. Then you type in the recipient's number, and after typing in, you enter the message that you want to send. And then after entering the message, it's going to give you these 3 options on what to do with the message. You can either send it to the recipient, store the message, or discard the message. So after choosing one of the 3 options, you can go back to the initial 12 options to decide whether you want to access the stored messages or the discarded messages, or you can search up your messages using a message hash that will display after sending the message.